I'm back again, trying to figure out all of this technical difficulty stuff. I don't know why my volume wasn't coming through, but now I'm just waiting on confirmation from my wife to see if my audio is coming through. I think she's trying to log in right now, so we'll see. I really apologize. I I apologize. Okay, now it's coming through. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. So maybe I'll just wait. I'll just hang out for a little bit for somebody to come through, or for somebody to join. That way I could say, "Hey, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what's going on with my volume. My audio was not coming through. I actually tried 3 times coming on live, and I had comments like, "Hey, turn your volume up. It's not coming through." And I was like, I didn't know what I was doing wrong because I had everything set up perfect the way I have it set up when I'm doing my other lives, and when I am when I'm sorry, I lost my words because I'm looking at the screen up here to make sure everything's okay. When I do my other lives and when I do record my videos, my shave videos, I had everything set up and it just wasn't coming through, and I didn't know what was going on. And my wife came in here and she was like, "You're not coming through." I had comments, "You're not, turn your volume up. I can't hear you. What are you saying?" So I ended up turning my phone off and then turning it back on, and now it's coming through. I don't know what that was all about. But yeah, but anyway, it's coming through now. So I apologize. It's that's very frustrating. It's very frustrating when you can't figure out what's going on, and yeah, my audio was just giving me problems. Still don't know what happened. Can't figure it out. I turned my phone on, turned it back on, connected the mic, and now my audio is coming through just fine. Don't know what that was about. But like the title said, I have a I have an Oliworks package here. I got an Oliworks package. I really didn't know what I was going to go over when I was thinking last week when I went live on Tuesday. I was thinking, what am I going to do? I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to put something together. And then I got a notice in my email. I got an email saying that my Oliworks package came in, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do is my Oliworks. So, and I thought, well, do I just go over it, or do I talk about the history a little bit and the company, or do I do a shave? And I figured, well, I got like 3 days of growth here. So I figured, well, I'm going to do a shave too. But actually, I'll show you the box again. Look at the box. Look at the artwork on this box. This is beautiful, and the writing is textured too. It's just not like a flat print. It's textured, very very nice, beautiful beautiful box. This is gorgeous here. So I did end up ordering this Oliworks meteorite in the stainless steel, and I ordered all 3 plates. I wanted the mild, the medium, and the aggressive plate. And looks like we got some blades in here too, and these are Filoso blades. I've never heard of Filoso blades. Let me know if you've heard of Filoso blades. There's Barber brand, 5 double-edged razor blades. Okay, so let's get this guy out of here. And again, I apologize for my audio. My audio is so messed up. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with it. But look at this meteor right here. Look at the knurling on that handle. Oh my word, that is beautiful. That is stunning. It doesn't get any more it doesn't get any more beautiful than that. That's so nice. I really like this band right here. I like this bottom right here, the knurling on here, and then it's flat right here. That is serious, man. That is not going to come out of your hand. That's not going to slip out of your hand. And it is super, super hefty. I don't have any of the specs as far as what the blade gaps are or what the weight is, but I could tell you that has some weight to it. That has some serious weight. This is a 3-piece razor here, so I'll take the handle off, and then we'll get the base plate and the cap off. Here's the cap here. I like that it's got pretty long shaft right here, because if you drop it, it's going to be less prone to break because of that long shaft right there. And there is the meteorite. Let me see if I can get it. If I can get there's the meteorite right there. I did choose to get the meteorite on there. And let's look at the bottom here. Huh. I really don't see any machine marks. This is 100% machined in-house. They don't do anything out of the house. This is made 100% in-house. And usually when somebody is machining in-house, you could see the machine marks underneath the top cap, and you can't see any there. This is the most aggressive plate here, and you could tell because right here in the corner here, it has the 3 tails on that meteor. So the most aggressive has 3 tails. The medium aggression has two tails, and then the most mild one has one tail. So that is beautiful right there. And then here is the Oliworks logo here, and then there's some writing here. Oops, I almost dropped it. I don't know what that says. And to be honest with you, I don't have my glasses on, so I really can't make it out. But that's really cool, though, man. And look at the lather channels here. Look at those rinse channels. Those are massive. That's some serious, serious rinse channels. Pretty cool. This is beautiful, and it goes together super, super tight. That goes together. Yeah, there's really no. Oh, that's solid. There's no play right there. That is solid right there. Yeah, this is an excellent, excellent machine piece of equipment right here. So the only thing I don't like about this razor right off the bat that I could tell is that there's no plastic buffer ring, and a lot they don't need them, right? But it's just me personally. Whenever there's metal to metal, I like to have a buffer ring in there. This doesn't have a buffer ring. I'm always ordering buffer rings. All my vintage gear has, all my vintage razors, they all have buffer rings in them. So I'll end up, oh, cool color. Yeah, I do love this color. It's so nice. I thought it was going to be shiny, but let's say Delia K said hi. Hey, hello. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Well, I thought this was going to be shiny. I believe that when I ordered it, it looked shiny on the website, but this is more of like a satin finish. It's not very shiny. So, but it's still beautiful. And I ordered it in red. This is more of like a burgundy, but still, it is spectacular. And it is just, yeah, this is one of my best looking razors. It's one of my best looking razors. This is actually one of my razors that has the most pronounced knurling for sure on here. That is pretty gnarly knurling, man. That is not going to slip out of your hand. So again, it has these Filoso razor blades. Let me know if you guys heard of Filoso razor blades. I've never heard of Filoso razor blades. It says Barber brand, so I don't know anything about these. I'll actually have to look them up. Filoso razor blades, and it came right in there. And then here's the other two base plates. We'll get them out here. That way I could show you. This one here is the medium aggression base plate, and you could tell because up here in this corner, it's got the meteorite with two tails. So the two tails is medium. If I get those, I will finally get. Forearm balance. You definitely want your forearm balanced. That's for sure. You don't want to be shaving without any balance. But here is the so this is the most mild base plate here, and this one has one tail on that meteorite right there, or that meteor. So yeah, pretty cool. These are beautiful. They're gorgeous. I mean, there is no machining marks or anything on these. Yeah, these are so smooth. No machining. Perfect. So this Oliworks company is they're in Mesa, Arizona. And here's the brush. Let's go through the brush. So there's so many wet shaving companies that are out there in Arizona. Look at that brush there. Oh man, that is beautiful. That is so nice. And the knurling on this, like, yeah, it was like sticking to my fingers just right now when I was trying to grab it. But that is phenomenal, man. That is so nice. And this feels kind of weird. This metal, it's not, even though it's so shiny, it's not slick at all. It almost feels like your fingers stick to it, which is kind of weird, Yeah, awesome. And then I opted to go with the synthetic right here. Sorry if I feel like I'm a little off. I'm just still a little like taken back from all the frustration of, having technical difficulties and my volume not working and whatnot, my audio not going out. This feels super, super good. That feels so nice. That is a beautiful synthetic. And what's funny about it is it feels like it's got tons of backbone for a synthetic. But, once it gets wet, we'll see if it, it doesn't really want to splay too well. There it goes. Now it's splayed out. But man, that is dense. That is very dense. And I think that's just the way it's made because it doesn't look like like it's in there very, very deep, and that's usually how you make a synthetic knot more dense, is to put it in deeper, which it crushes the fibers together even more and makes it more dense. But it doesn't seem like it's that much, like it's that dense or like it's that deep. But I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it. But man, tons of backbone here. Beautiful, beautiful. So one thing I noticed right off the bat is that this is a shiny red, and so I ordered the matching set, right? But that really doesn't match. Like, this one's almost like a burgundy, and it's a matte finish or a satin finish. I'm sorry. A matte finish would be dull, but it's got a little sheen to it, which is either like an eggshell or a matte, but I mean, it's definitely not the same color, which, yeah, it's kind of disappointing because you want them to match perfect, right? But still, I mean, when you see the engineering and you see the machining on this, I mean, it doesn't matter. And on this too, it doesn't matter. These are just beautiful, beautiful pieces. And even though they don't match, that's a bummer, but uh, oh well, right? I think so this is the stainless steel one. I'm sorry. This is the stainless steel meteorite. And I believe the aluminum razor is shiny. The red is shiny like the brush here. I didn't want to go with the aluminum. The aluminum is any aluminum razor is way too light for me. I really don't care for those really, really light razors. I actually had a Hansen AL13 Plus, and I thought it was a decent. I thought it was a decent razor, but I just couldn't dig it, man. It was just way too light for me. I really don't care. I really don't care about those light razors. So like I said, I gave it to my son, and my son absolutely loves it. My son's been wet shaving for longer than I have, believe it or not. He's been traditional wet shaving with the double edged razor blade for years already. I've only been doing it for like almost a year now, and he's been doing it for years. So I don't know what took me so long to get into it, but now I'm into it. So, and anyway, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to double edged razor blades, and he absolutely loves it, and he loves the weight. He loves everything about it. I don't care for it. It's too light for me. Um, I have another aluminum razor blade, and I really don't shave with it very much because, like I said, I like the hefty ones. So, if so, here's the box again that the brush came in, and this is not just a printed, a printed artwork on here. This is actually textured. It's very, very beautiful. This is so attractive. I really, really dig it when companies take this much time to make their packaging beautiful. Because, like I said on a live a while back, I ordered a razor blade from a well-known popular artisan, and they sent me the razor blade, and it was just wrapped in plastic, and there was no box to it. There was nothing to it. It was just wrapped in plastic, and I was like, really? Come on, guys. I mean, you could do better than that. I mean, if you look at the Cavim razor on Amazon, $8 and change, $9. It comes in a very attractive box. If you look at that's the Cavim for like $8 and change, almost $9. The Zomchi, which is like a $29-$30 razor blade from Amazon, Chinese company. That one comes in a really attractive box too. So for me to receive a razor from a well-established, really popular artisan, and it just be wrapped in a plain box and wrapped in plastic when I open it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, guys, you definitely do better than that. So this is the same thing. This is not just printed artwork on here. It's textured. This is super, super beautiful, very attractive, man. It's when you have a box like this that they send you a piece like this, I'm like that in this. That's yeah, that just tells you how much time and how much thought and how proud they are of their product. So this Oliworks razor here, so this comes out of Mesa, Arizona, and I was saying earlier that there's a lot of wet shaving companies in Mesa, Arizona. You got Razor Emporium, of course, Oliworks. You got Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I mean, there's tons and tons of I think those are the only three, but just three in one place is still a lot. Like for example, the Razor Company, they're out of Michigan. So, yeah, it's just amazing that every time I learn of a new razor, or a new company, or a new artisan, or just anybody they're not new into the wet shaving world, but when I learn of them, it's like they're in Arizona, and I'm like, everybody's in Arizona. That's crazy. But so the founders of Oliworks, their names are Jorge and Selena, and they actually came from Mexico in 2009, and they founded a machine manufacturing shop, and yeah, pretty cool story, man. You know, they have a son, Jorge Jr. He's in college right now, and yeah, they were for years. All they did was contract manufacturing, and then in the year 2020, they went from the warehouse to consumer is the products, and yeah, we're so happy about that. Allegedly, I haven't heard anything negative about these. This is the first Oliworks razor I have. This is the first time I'll be shaving with one, and yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, like I said, I haven't heard anything negative, and I say allegedly they're pretty good because like I haven't shaved with them, but I've I got something in my lip here. So I've seen nothing negative about these. Everybody seems to get great shaves, whether you're shaving with the mild or the medium or the aggressive base plate. I mean, all of them are giving really good shaves. So yeah, super excited about this. So the Oliworks. So this guy was launched in 2023 from Jorge and Selena in Mesa, Arizona, and everything is machined 100% in house. They don't machine anything. They don't contract anything out. Everything you get in your hand, from the brushes to the razors to the stands to the bowls, everything is done in house. And I just wanted to show you this real quick. I really like that this shaft right here that you screw the handle onto is so big, because the shorter it is, in my opinion, the more prone it is to breaking if you drop it. And this is a stainless steel razor, so yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's I'm pretty sure it's very durable. I wouldn't throw it on the ground if I were you, though, just to test it. I wouldn't do that. But I have complete confidence that if this thing ever falls out of your hand, which if you look at that knurling, I don't see how this would ever fall out of your hand or slip out of your hand. But if it ever does, you never know what's going to happen, right? You accidentally drop it or knock it off your countertop or whatever. Um, it's not going to break. And that's why a lot of people love the Merkur 34Cs, because the Merkur 34Cs have that really long shaft in there, and they drop them. And I've seen some Merkur 34Cs that are pretty beat up, man, pretty beat up, and they're not broken though, and they're still shaving, and they've lasted forever. And yeah, so I like the longer shaft in it. It does make it more durable. And so I wanted to talk about this Tatra blade also. I received these Tatra blades. I ordered them, and they were on back order, so I waited a long time for them. I think I waited a little over 3 weeks for these Tatra razor blades. And I was super excited to get these Tatra razor blades because I was told by... Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it, man. I'm really glad too. I was having trouble. I don't know what was going on with my volume. I was getting frustrated. My wife was in here trying to help me, and I was like, I've got everything set up perfect the way I go on every live and the way I record my videos. Everything is just set up the way it always is, and it wasn't coming through. And she ended up grabbing my phone and turning it off, turning it back on, and then all of a sudden it just started working. So who knows what was going on? But I was going over these Tatra blades here. Like I said, I was waiting for these for over 3 weeks. I really wanted to get these in really bad because I was told by a lot of seasoned traditional wet shavers that these Tatra blades they're self-adjusting. They adjust themselves. And what they meant by that, the way they explained it to me, what they meant by that was that if you put it in a mild razor blade, it'll make the razor blade more aggressive. If you put it in a really aggressive razor blade, it'll make the razor blade more mild. And so I actually did a shave, and I tested that out. Here I got a Merkur 34C. I put that Tatra inside of a Merkur 34C because this is the most mild razor. Well, the Cavim company sent me a razor, and I had problems with it, and they sent me another one, and I reviewed that one. But that one was my most mild razor, and that one I don't have. I actually gave it to my nephew because he wants to get into traditional wet shaving, and that was the most mild one I've ever shaved with. So I gave it to him to start out as a starter. But right now in my collection, the Merkur 34C, and I've actually got the Merkur 34G also. These are the most mild razors in my collection. In fact, they're so mild that I always shim the razor blade That way I can make it a little more aggressive. If you absolutely love the Merkur 34C and you just wish it was a little more aggressive, like I did, what you can do is you can invest in the Razor Rock Goat, and they look almost identical. The Razor Rock Goat is a little bigger, but it is definitely more efficient. It'll give you a much better, cleaner shave. It'll give you a faster shave. The Merkur 34C, workhorse of the industry, right? Yeah, it's a good razor. It's just way too mild for me. When I first started traditional wet shaving, I was actually getting irritated because I was overworking my face. Murphy's Law, yeah, no doubt, man. I was overworking my face because it was just too mild, so I went with the Razor Rock. Somebody, JB Broman on Instagram, when I was on Instagram Live with the Razor Company, he heard me say that, so he actually sold this to me, and what a beautiful shave this is. I actually like the Razor Rock Goat better than the Merkur 34C. My heart's still with the Merkur 34C, because this is my very first razor, but this one is almost identical to it, just a little bit bigger, and it shaves so much better. But the Tatra razor blade, did the Tatra razor blade make this a little more aggressive and make it easier? It didn't. It didn't. And I was very disappointed. I was really hoping that it would, because that's what I was told. It'll make the Tatra razor blades are self-adjusting. It'll make a mild razor more aggressive, and it'll make an aggressive razor more mild. So the experiment that I ran, I'm actually in the process of editing that video. The experiment that I ran was I shaved half of my face with the Merkur 34C with the Tatra blade in it, and then I shaved the other half of my face with the Mula R41 with the Tatra blade in it. And the results were shocking because of all the stuff that I had been told about these Tatra blades. As far as shocking, it did not make the Merkur 34C, the Merkur 34C, it did not make it more efficient. I got the same very, very mild shave with it. As soon as I published that video to my channel, you'll see I ended up taking the Mueller R41 and finishing up this side of my face where I shaved with the Merkur 34C. This blade took the Mueller R41, and in all honesty, guys, it made it super, super smooth. It didn't feel dangerous. It didn't feel super, super aggressive. It had a lot of positive blade feel still, Of course, it's the Mueller R41. But man, with this razor in it, it felt super, super good. In fact, it felt so good in that Mueller R41, you could probably make it a daily driver with a Tatra blade. I still haven't tried that razor with a feather. Not sure if I will, unless I end up having like 10 days of growth or something, But so I think the reason that happened was because these Tatra blades, they are coated with chromium, platinum, chromium, and they got a Teflon coating on them. So, yeah, that made a difference. These were super, super smooth. In fact, these will probably be my go-to blades, regardless of what I'm shaving with. I've got tons of razor blades, different kinds of razor blades. I usually shave with a feather. That's what I shaved with forever, was a feather. And then I did shave couple of times with a Merkur razor blade, and then Astras. I've used a few Astras, but usually it's just a feather. But these guys here, oh man, these guys are probably some of the best blades. They're not the sharpest blades, but they are super sharp. They're not the sharpest, but just the coating on them, the Teflon coating, the chromium, and the platinum coating that's on them, man, it makes that glide. You could tell the difference. It makes a huge difference. These are by far some of the best razor blades. My conclusion during that experiment, shaving with two razors, it wasn't what I was being told. It wasn't what I was being told by a lot of seasoned traditional wet shavers. But at the very end of that test, I wasn't disappointed, because this is a super, super good razor blade that'll probably be my go-to blade. It's that good. I was disappointed that it didn't make my Merkur 34C more aggressive, because that's what I was really wanting it to do, because I love my Merkur 34C and my Merkur 34G. I absolutely love them. I just wish they were a little more aggressive without me having to shim the blade. And I really wish that that was the case, that this Tatra made them a little more aggressive, but it didn't. And that was disappointing. But they weren't lying when they said that you could put this in a more aggressive razor and it become more comfortable, or they said less aggressive. I didn't feel like it was less aggressive. I just felt like it was easier to shave with. I felt like it was safer to shave with because this damn thing is so smooth. It was cool. It was cool to find that out. I've always, like I said, I've always shaved with the feathers, and everybody tells you shave with different blades, razor blades, find what works for you. And I was just stubborn about the whole thing. I was like, I started with the feather. I'm just going to stay with the feather, and then just to mix it up a little bit. Like I said, I did shave with a Merkur razor blade a couple of times, and then with the Astros, I've shaved a few times. But I didn't like go out and just like try every single razor blade out there that I could get my hands on. I wasn't doing that. I was kind of stuck on my feathers. I love my feathers. That's what I've always used, and that's what I did. But these guys here, I'm pretty sure you guys will see me using these all the time now. Here's one of the razor blades I used in that test, and they do have the Tatra emblem on them. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's very, very faint, but it still has it on there. And I really like that. I don't like a blade that's completely blank and it has it has no logo, no writing on it, because I feel like those can be easily cloned. And yeah, I just like for them to put their logo on it, or their company name, or for them to have something on it, right? So, like I said, I'm all set up for a shave. I think I'm going to shave with this. I've got the most aggressive base plate on this guy, and I'll show it to you here. So, like I said earlier, the most aggressive base plate it has the three tails on that meteor right here. So I'm going to use this base plate, the most aggressive, and I'm not even worried about it because I'll be putting a Tatra blade in there. And like I said, I do have a Tatra blade here that's got one shave on it, when I did the test. So instead of opening this guy up, I'm going to use this one because there's only one. I hope you can see it says Tatra on there. It's very, very faint, man. You can barely see it. But I'm glad they have the Tatra logo on there, because if they didn't, then I would be like, well, that could be anybody's blade, You don't know whose blade that could be. So what I'm going to be shaving with is I'm going to use the Perasso cream. I got the Perasso pre-shave here, and I've also got the matching aftershave balm, which this fragrance here from Perasso. This is the protective formula, and this is eucalyptus and menthol. And I've got the aftershave balm here. I've got another bottle that has this balm in it, and I always grab this one, and then at the very end I remember, I'm like, oh, I have that other one. I need to use that other one first. I've had that other one for a while, and this one's basically new. I've only used it a couple of times because I keep forgetting to get the other one. And then I do have a Badger brush here. I have a Parker Badger. This is my very, very first brush that I have it soaking in hot water right now. This is my very first brush that I ever grabbed when I was traditional wet shaving. When I was told that traditional wet shaving is really cheap, I think I paid like $80 for that, and I was like, that's not cheap. Traditional wet shaving ain't cheap. But it was just me. I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm definitely gonna get this shave going because I really want to shave with this. I'm so excited that I got it in. So I'm gonna wet my face here and get some pre-shave on. But I forgot to put my towel down. I always have a towel down right here. That way I don't get the floor all messed up. So get my face wet. I'm going to get some of this pre-shave, and this is the protective pre-shave, the eucalyptus and menthol. So I'm going to get that in my hands. Yeah, a lot of people say really good things about the Tatra razor blades. That's why I got them, because that's what I thought. They were a must-try. Everybody was telling me, bro, you've got to get them. You've got to get them. They're self-adjusting. They do this. They do that. They're super smooth. And they were right about a lot of things. They weren't right about everything they were telling me, but they were right about a lot of things. Yeah, like I said, they're good enough to where that'll probably be my go-to blade from now on. That's how good they are. they make a really aggressive razor, really, really smooth, and make it a lot easier to shave with. If you put it in a mild razor, razor's going to stay mild. It's not going to do anything for the mild razor. And in my experience, in my experience, that was my conclusion. It really didn't do nothing for me as far as the mild razor. But yeah, it's just such a great razor blade. I actually gave some to my buddy at work, and he shaved with them. He's been traditional wet shaving for a long time too. And yeah, he came in. He was either yesterday or today saying that he shaved with them, and he really dug them. He was like, "Yeah," he's like, "You got any more of those?" And I said, "Yeah," I said, "I got some more of those." But yeah, he really dug them. I ordered a pack of 100, which I don't even know if I was gonna like them. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll order me 100 of them. It'll be fine." So I'm gonna take this Parasso, and I'm gonna get some of the cream in here. Then I'm gonna take this, knock out some of that water. I'm not gonna knock all of it out. And yeah, I know I usually do a face lather, but today I'm gonna do a bowl lather today. I just feel like enjoying the scent notes from this Parasso. So I mean, I do enjoy them when I do a face lather too, but it's different when you do a face lather to a bowl lather. You can really make it pop and come alive as far as the scent notes. And I just thought, well, if I do a face lather, it's just going to be harder. It's just going to be harder to talk. And this stuff is already blowing up. I'm getting quite a bit already, so I'm just going to keep going with this a little bit. And I got a little bit of water here. This is a tablespoon. I got a tablespoon here, so I'm going to fill this guy about halfway, and then I'm just going to dump that right in my bowl. And then we'll use that water, and we'll just continue to build this lather here. I really like this. I really like this eucalyptus and menthol formula from Parasso. This stuff is really, really good. It's perfect formula to use in the morning because this stuff will really wake you up. That menthol will really shock your senses awake. If you're groggy, it'll wake you up. That's for sure. It's pretty strong in the eyes sometimes, especially this pre-shave. In my opinion, this pre-shave is pretty strong. So that's already going over the bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this painted on my face, and we'll get to shaving with this Tatra blade and this meteorite. Oh, grab that off of there real quick. Don't want to lose that. Oh, this stuff smells so good. Yeah, I'm getting it all over the place. That's okay. That's okay. That's why we take our time cleaning up afterwards. Well, I haven't bowl lathered in I don't know how long. It's been quite a while since I bowl lathered. And that's all I did at first. When I first got into traditional wet shaving, I did not face lather at all. It wasn't until I was in it a few months that I started face lathering, and that's all I do now. But I really should get back to bowl lathering. A lot of soap here. So we'll get this shave going and see what it tells us. Well, I got that on my face. That soap on my face, and I haven't even loaded my razor yet. So here's the top cap here. I'm going to put this guy on, and it does have tabs in there to line it up. You get the base plate, put it on here. And I was saying earlier that when I have a razor that's metal to metal, I really like to put a buffer ring in there. I really don't like putting metal to metal, even if they don't really necessarily need a buffer ring. I still like putting one in there anyway. So this does not have any overhang here as far as the razor blade tabs. And that looks like it is lined up perfect. It's lined up beautiful. And this is the most aggressive plate that they have. So I'm going to get it in the warm water here. And then I'm going to start across my face. And that feels very, very efficient right there. I do like a more efficient razor blade. I feel like it makes me more careful, and makes me pay attention more, of course. And in turn, I get a much, much better shave. Yeah, that feels really, really good. I really need to shave anyway because we have a potluck at work tomorrow, and everyone's going to be there. And everybody's having a potluck. We're going to go eat, get ready for Christmas break. I'll, I work the rest of this week, and then I get 2 weeks off, and I will be back to work after New Year, after the New Year. So I'm definitely looking forward to that break. It's much needed. We're very busy at work. Wow, that feels so good. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, yeah. Huh. Excellent. Holy crap. That is really, really good. Hmm. I did order the other base plates. Not sure if I'll ever need them. I guess if somebody wants to borrow it, I could, like I said earlier, my nephew just got into traditional wet shaving, so I gave him the Cavim razor. I mean, I guess if he wanted to borrow this and check it out, I could give him the mild base plate. I think this base plate here, the most aggressive one, I think this feels perfect. Yeah, and that razor blade feels like it just glides right over your face, no problem. That is very, very nice. Very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Yeah, see, for me, the weight of the razor, if I have a razor that's has a heavy weight to it, you just let the razor do the work, and it makes your shave just so much easier, in my opinion. The aluminums, I feel like you got to put in a little more work because they're so light. I really don't dig them, but they're very popular with a lot of people. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. I said earlier that, well, actually, this is my third time coming on live because I was having audio problems, but I think I mentioned on probably one of the ones that I did, you guys couldn't hear me. I thought I ordered the stand with this guy because I did want to display it with my other razors, but I didn't get the stand with it, so I have to go back and look at my order. I probably had the intention to order it and I didn't. I've done that before. So this the most efficient base plate on this Oliworks, I would say that yeah, it definitely has positive blade feel to it, but it's very nice, very very nice. Well, it looks like my cream kind of came out of the came out of the tube a little bit when I set it down, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm actually just going to stick it right on this brush here, and I'll whip it up. I'll get a little bit more water, and I'll put more water in there. and then I'll whip it up. I kind of made a mess on this brush here. I really don't care for the really short brushes, you know, because I feel like it's quicker to get your hands dirty, which I mean it is. But I like the longer brushes because you can kind of stay away from that soap. You really don't want to get soap all over your hands, you know, especially when you have a razor blade in your hand and you're trying to shave with it. But seems like it seems like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place because I dig the smaller brushes as far as the knots go. Um, some of the knots, if we're getting into 26s, that's it just feels like it's a little too big for me, you know. I like the smaller ones, 24, 22, 18s. I got a lot of vintage 18 millimeter brushes, and those seem like they are just perfect for me. Um, and it's hard to find a knot that size with a long brush or with a long handle. I really dig the long handles. All the bigger handle brushes, longer handles, they're usually bigger knots. So we'll get this on my face here. I still got so much soap here. I really don't need all this soap. That's quite a bit of soap. But yeah, it'll be all right. It's not like I waste soap. This is I guess this brings to mind, this is another reason that I do a lot of face lathering instead of bowl lathering, because usually I do a bowl lather and I have so much soap that just goes down the drain when I'm done with my shaves. And I think that's why I quit bowl lathering and I started face lathering, because when I face lather, I basically use everything up and there's really not much waste. And I really, I really don't, I really don't care to waste this stuff. I don't like to waste this stuff. I feel really bad wasting it, and it's not a money thing. One of my buddies at work was telling me, "Oh, it's just soap. It's just soap. Don't worry about it. You got plenty of soap there. It's just soap." And I said, "No, it's not just soap." I said, to me personally, it's not just soap." I said, "So we're part Native American, right?" I said, "So when you look at these soaps, it has the essence of life in them. It either has beef tallow in them or they're vegetable based. And whether it's beef tallow or vegetable based, those two things come from a living thing, whether it be an animal or a plant. Those are living things. So I don't know. I think I've mentioned it before that when I receive new products that are like software, like shave soaps or aftershaves or anything, if it has the ingredients that have the essence of life, then yeah, I'll do a tobacco offering and I'll do a blessing over them before I use them, because that's what we're supposed to do over our food too, right? Give thanks to the great Creator that He provided that food, just to give thanks. Anything that has the essence of life, it's not just another product. It's really not to me anyway. So that's why I really, really don't like wasting the shave soap. It it means more to me than just shave soap. There's essence of life in there, whether it be vegetable based or tallow based. But okay, I'm gonna go against the grain here, and we'll see how it does. So far, it feels like it's doing really good. Man, I really like this razor. Yeah, that's cleaning me up so good, man. That is amazing. That's amazing. That's actually it's amazing, but it's not surprising. This is actually what I expected from this razor, because everybody's just saying such good things about this razor. I didn't expect to get a bad shave from it. Um, it it's given the shave that I actually expected. It's very, very efficient, very comfortable. Like I said, it does have some positive blade feel, but it's very comfortable. It's very heavy. Yeah, yeah, you definitely have to be careful with how much you use. So, you know, I was really disappointed that I was wasting soap. So I was started doing all these experiments, right? And like, okay, so how much soap do I really need? And I came to the conclusion that a quarter teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of soap and 8 to 9 milliliters of water was perfect amount of soap for me to do 3 passes and a touch up. That was the perfect amount. And I really wasn't wasting any. It took me a while. It took me a while to figure that out, because I was gradually just going little by little by little, just trying to dwindle it down. And I'm like, nope, I still have too much soap, man. I'm still throwing away soap, still wasting it. So that is a formula that works perfect for me. Depending on the soap, it's definitely, no matter what soap it is a quarter teaspoon of soap. Depending on the soap, it's either 8 milliliters to 9 milliliters of water. You don't really need any more than that. And that is the perfect amount to where I can shave and I don't feel like I'm disrespecting anything. I'm not throwing away. I'm not wasting. So yeah, it took me a while, but that's what I came up. Right now, I didn't do that because I'm just like, oh, I'm here live. I'm just going to put some cream on this brush and I'm going to whip it up and let's see what happens. And yeah, there's still a lot there. Yeah, very, very smooth razor. I'd recommend this razor absolutely. Very smart of Oliworks to offer the stainless steel and the aluminum razor because, like I said, everybody likes different things. I don't care for aluminum, but if they only had one, the aluminum, I wouldn't have bought it. But because they offer both, yeah, then they're catering to both sides. Very smart on them. There really wasn't much there. That was very efficient taking it off, going across the grain. I usually have a lot. I got a little bit right there, but that was just my fault that I didn't hit it right. Oh yeah, it's gravy. What a beautiful razor. That it made it it made for such an easy, effortless shave. This was impressive. This was very impressive. It's so nice when you have a real good quality piece in your hand. And like I said, those razor blades, I don't think I'm shaving with anything else, you know. Unless somebody asks me to if they're interested in seeing something, then I'll go ahead and do it, of course. But for my own personal use, yeah, it'll be those Tatra blades all day. So I do have a little bit right here in my trouble areas. So I'm going to lather up here a little bit and hit those. That's nothing new that I always have some right here. My trouble areas are. I have a trouble area right here too, and that's so smooth. I don't need anything over here, but definitely over here. This is like such a terrible problem area. Just like everybody has their trouble areas. That's this side. This side right here is mine. It's always very difficult to get cleaned up. So I'll hit this real quick, get cleaned up here. And then on my cheek, think what I'll do on my cheek here is I think I'll try to ride the cap just to get cleaned up really good. And my cheek is always a big pain in the ass all the time. Oh yeah, nice, nice. That actually made it easier. I struggle with that area sometimes. Cool. That is groovy. Rinse off here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't need to do anything anymore right there. That is perfect. Cool. That's a pretty neat story of that Oliworks, how they came over from Mexico and started that manufacturing, that contract manufacturing plant, and then started catering to the consumer direct, and then now they make razors for us, and they're making some damn good razors. I'll tell you what, that's a great razor. And the brush looks amazing. I didn't use the brush because I like to wash my brushes before I use them, and just because they're probably clean when you get them, but you don't know how long they've been sitting on the factory floor or collecting dust or whatnot. I learned that when I first got into traditional wet shaving. I ordered a brush from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I don't remember which brush it was because I have every single one of their brushes. But I did order one of their brushes, and I actually did a bowl lather. I was doing a bowl lather, and that freaking lather started turning like a tan color, and it was because the knot was so dirty. And I was like, "Oh shit! I should have washed this first. I didn't even think about it." And so yeah, now I wash all my brushes, no matter where they come from. So I'm gonna get some of this aftershave in my hand here. I'm going to get quite a bit of it because I really like this stuff. It smells so good. Oh, nice little burn there. Well, I guess not too bad of a burn. It's just a little burn, but I really dig that burn. I love that burn. This stuff smells so good. Yeah, this is great stuff right here. Awesome. This Parasso really is good stuff. Don't let the price fool you. Just because it's fairly inexpensive and it's easy to get. Don't let it fool you thinking that it's a cheap product. It's an inexpensive product, but it does really really good. It performs really really well. Yeah, I don't know if it's got a lot of skin food, but I don't know what the ingredients are, but that's interesting. I'll have to look it up now that I say that. I don't know what skin food it has in it, but it really does make your skin feel like it's nourished and moisturized, and it really does make your skin feel pretty good. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this balm on my hand. You don't really need much, just a tiny little bit. A little goes a long way. All right, that's great. Oh, even that balm smells terrific. Sometimes you get a balm from certain artisans, and you're just like, it's just balm. It kind of has the DNA of the soap in the splash, but it's a balm. It's totally different. This one smells so good. Well, I'm definitely ready for that potluck tomorrow. I can't remember how many people. I think there's probably, I don't know. Let's say roughly there's 100 people at work. So yeah, there's a lot of really good food all the time. So the potlucks are always awesome. And so where I work, we have a south terminal, which is where I'm stationed on the south side of town, and then we have a north terminal, and where all the techs in the whole station, everybody, everything is there at north. So there's two different entities, north and south. And what I'm trying to say is we always have our potluck at north, and then me and my coworker, because we're the only two in our department there. Even though there's a lot of people in the offices and everywhere else, we'll take off. We'll take off over to the north's potluck. So we get two potlucks, So it's pretty cool. We go over there and so our manager, he used to be our manager. He is just promoted to director. He's super cool. He sees us over there eating, and he doesn't say anything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We get away with getting two meals. Ours is tomorrow, and then I think the north will be on Friday. So Yeah, Norse potluck is on Friday, so we'll get two potlucks this this uh this week. That'll be awesome. Firepower. Hey brother, how are you, Bob? So good you're here, brother. I actually just shaved with I don't know if you caught it or not, but I shaved with the Oliworks Meteorite, and I used their most aggressive base plate on this shave here. Yeah, this thing is awesome. This thing very very efficient, positive blade feel, very very comfortable. That positive blade feel doesn't make it feel aggressive or dangerous or anything. This actually felt really really smooth, really really cool. And then I got the red um, shave brush here too. I was mentioning earlier, yeah, it's awesome, brother. It is probably by far one of the best shaves I've ever. Um, Easiest shaves. It was very very effortless, very very easy. I was saying that I got the matching the red razor and the red brush, but it's actually not matching. This one looks like it's a metallic red, and this one is a satin finish, almost like a burgundy. It's really not matching, but that's fine. It's fine. There's no worries about it. Look at the knurling on that brush there. That thing is awesome, man. And then the knurling on the handle here, that is super super aggressive knurling there. That is not going to slip out of your hands there. That is just phenomenal. And it's super, super heavy. I'm going to have to research or go look on my computer after this live. I'm going to go check to see what the weight is of this because this is really, really heavy. It's almost as heavy as the Timeless. It's super, super heavy, very, very, very cool. But I shaved with the Paraso, the eucalyptus and menthol. That's what I just finished shaving with right now. So it was effortless to get BBS. That was very, very nice. So I'm very happy. And here's the box that it came in. Beautiful box. Just awesome. Yeah, they really outdid themselves. Really outdid themselves here. Just amazing. Just amazing. And I never throw none of this stuff away. I always keep all this stuff. I've got this big dresser right next to me here, and it's like a vintage dresser. It's got these big giant doors on top and then drawers underneath it, and then it has a couple of drawers inside behind the doors. And one of those drawers is just jam packed full of all the boxes of all the stuff I've ever bought. I don't ever throw any of that stuff away because I never know if I'm going to give it away on my channel, on my YouTube channel. I like doing giveaways, and so just in case, I have all the boxes. That makes it nice when you receive something and it has the original box, and that's really cool. I really like that. So I got so busy talking that I got my alum stick here, and I didn't even use it. That happens to me all the time, though. If you watch my videos, that happens all the time. Sometimes I always show it, and I don't always use it. Sometimes I don't show it, and I do end up using it. I'm like, hey, look who made an appearance, But yeah, that alum block. Me and that alum have a strange relationship. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, and I just forget. But yeah, I really care to use that. It's a nice post shave ritual to use the alum block. I love the alum block, but I always forget. I'm always too busy yapping. But yeah, that was that shave. I was really happy with it. I really like that, and now I smell fantastic. The eucalyptus and menthol, that Paraso, the Paraso green, protetivo. Pro, oh no, I was saying protetivo. It's refreshing. I'm sorry, refrescante. That's what it is. I'm over here. So the protetivo is the blue formula, and the last live I was talking about the blue formula where I was saying it doesn't really smell that great. It doesn't smell awful, but it doesn't smell that great. But that's the protetivo. This green one is the refrescante. That's what it is. So okay, I was just a little confused there. But yeah, that's what it is. What it is. A lot of people argue that the red one is the best one. The red one's the sandalwood. The red sandalwood, it just smells real to me. Like it smells like you're actually standing next to like I don't know, like standing next to like real wood, right? It's just so real to me. I've actually compared it to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement sandalwood, to sterling sandalwood. I did have a Taylor of Old Bond Street. I had their sandalwood. That it was just a sample though. I think I ended up giving that away to somebody, but They all smell good. All those sandalwoods smell really, really good. I think the Paraso sandalwood smells. That's the one that smells real. It smells real. Like you're actually standing next to wood, in my opinion. Um, the Sterling sandalwood, that one is very, very sweet. I really like that one a lot. It's very sweet. I have some Sterling soaps in some vintage scuttles and some vintage shave mugs. That was a mistake. If you have Sterling soaps, make sure you keep them sealed up in their tubs. I made the mistake by putting Sterling soaps inside of vintage mugs because I was just so happy that I had my vintage mugs, and I was like, "This is what they were used for back in the day." I'll put my soap in there, and I put soaps in there. And if you leave them exposed like that and not sealed, um, the fragrance oil will dissipate. Like I've got a lime Sterling shave soap, and it's in one of those vintage shave mugs, and it has no scent at all. It's almost like it's an unscented soap that has no, it has not even like the most minute hint of lime. There's nothing there. The whole fragrance just disappeared. And the sandalwood, I have the sandalwood in the same thing in a shave mug, and no, I have that in the shave scuttle, and that is slowly starting to dissipate. I mean, you can still smell the sandalwood there, but it is not as potent as it was. And so that's disappointing. But I've had other Sterlings that I've had for quite a while, and I have them sealed in their tubs, and they smell very strong. The scent is very strong in there. So yeah, you just can't leave them exposed to the air, or the scent's just going to dissipate, and that's a bummer. I don't know if that happens with any other soap. No, I'm lying. I do know. So I have Leaf. I have Leaf. I can't remember if it's the fig or the spruce. Anyway, I've got the leaf shave soap inside of some cups like that too, and they haven't lost their fragrance or their scent notes. They still smell really, really good. So it's just the Sterling, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I know that they were using this fragrance company, and then they lost the fragrance company. I'm sorry, they didn't lose it. The fragrance company they were using was bought out by a bigger company, and then that company told Sterling, "Oh, sorry, we don't work with small companies," and that's why they didn't have Executive Man, and they used the last of their Noble Man and a couple other of their Man series, and people freaking flipped out when they stopped making the Executive Man. I know Rod and Mandy were flooded with emails over there, and they were like, "Hey, it was kind of out of their control," which it really was. I mean, they can't help that, the company they were using was bought out by a bigger company, and then the other company kind of shitted on them and being like, "Yeah, we don't work with small companies. Sorry, figure it out." But and they did figure it out. I don't know what they did, but they did send an email to everybody saying, "Look, I'm really sorry, but we're going to figure this out." And they did. They figured it out, and they brought it back. I don't know if they brought it back permanently, like they got a contract where they're just going to have the fragrance from now on, or if they just got a small batch, and then they just made one batch to bring it back for a little bit. I don't really know. I just kind of been out of the loop there as soon as I heard that, that they had figured it out. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, they figured it out." So I don't know if it's still available on their website or not, but I know that was a problem for him, and I think that's been a problem for him a couple of times. And I know a lot of us were telling Sterling Soap Company that we really, really were digging their artwork that they were doing on a couple of their soaps. Like their barbershop had really cool artwork on it. Mountain Man had really cool artwork. Irish Moose just looks really cool, right? And so I think Rod, on one of his videos, the Sterling YouTube videos, I think he came out, or maybe he was on a live with the Barbershop Duet. I think he was on a live with the Barbershop Duet, and he was just saying that, they would love to do that, and they've pulled the trigger and done it for a few soaps. I know there was another one of the parrot on it, and I can't remember what the name of that soap was. But yeah, I guess it was like super expensive for them to get that artwork done. So I wish that they could figure out how to continue that, because that artwork is pretty good. That's like half of the fun of getting all these soaps, is just checking out that artwork. I think the artwork is pretty cool. It makes it more interesting, makes it a lot of fun. Like I said, it's really fun, makes it a lot of fun, makes it more enjoyable when you get it and you unpackage it. You know, that's the first thing you want to look at is the awesome artwork that people are putting on their soaps. And yeah, pretty cool. I think that's why I'm so excited to get Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement soaps all the time, because their artwork is just phenomenal. And you know, it's all space and vintage, you know, homages to outer space and anything sci-fi and vintage, and that's really cool. What's up? Hey, what's up, Landon? I appreciate you being here, brother. I shaved earlier with Oliworks Meteorite with aggressive base plate, and it is awesome razor. It's a really really good efficient razor. It makes your shave effortless. Positive blade feel, but not doesn't feel too aggressive, doesn't feel dangerous. It's beautiful, beautiful razor. Got tons of knurling on it. This thing is not going to slip out of your hand. Super, super heavy. Yeah, this was a really, really good razor. Probably one of the best in my collection. Absolutely one of the best ones. This was a good shave. What brand? This is Oliworks. So here's the box right here. So here's the box right here. This is Oliworks Meteorite razor is what it is. And yeah, and I know they were running specials for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I don't know if they're still running those specials, but you can go out and I believe you can get the razor just with one base plate. And they got the medium, they got the mild, medium, and aggressive. And I grabbed all three of them, but I believe you can. I think you can put. I think you can order just the razor with one base plate, I believe. Yeah, you can, because I remember ordering it, and you can. Yeah, they are awesome, man. They are so nice, and yeah, I I I was talking about the artwork on the boxes. I was like, it's not a printed artwork. It's actually textured. You could see the artwork stands out, and yeah, really really cool. Just for them to put the time into just the packaging is beautiful, and it comes in this guy here, and it does come with razors already, and it comes with these Filoso. It comes with the Filoso razor blades, which are barber brands. I've never used them. I've never even heard of them before until I opened them up right now. But yeah, whoa, almost dropped it. Real cool. And then here's the brush too. I ordered the brush, and this brush is just phenomenal. This is an awesome brush here. Yeah, really, really cool, man. So Oliworks, real good company. I mentioned earlier that they do everything in house. 100% of their products are machined in house. They don't send anything out anywhere. You know, as far as it's all in their control, because everything 100% is done in house, and in Arizona, of course, where everybody else is at. Yeah, no, I'm not set up for that, brother. I appreciate it. I need to get set up. There's a couple of people at work too that had offered me donations on my channel, and I'm not set up for it. I need to get set up for it. I just haven't yet. I know they mentioned it to me a few times. I really appreciate that, brother. I really do appreciate that. That's so awesome. It's such a great community. I love being here. Yeah, I guess since there's more and more people telling me about donating to my channel, then maybe I'll mention it at the end of my videos, and maybe I'll get that set up. That'd be really cool. I know, like Heiko Shaves. I watch Heiko Shaves all the time. I love Heiko Shaves. He's awesome. I know. I know he got set up, and he questioned whether he wanted to get set up or not, and I think he did. And I think there's some people donating small amounts to him, but it makes such a big difference. It makes such a big difference because, it just, it's just like people are so happy for you and proud of you and want to see you do good, and they're actually donating to your channel, and that just like takes it to another level, right? Yeah, it's really cool. We appreciate you guys so much, man. Oh man, I appreciate that, brother. I really appreciate that. That's so cool, especially this time of year right now. Yeah, thank you so much. You're a great stand-up gent. I appreciate that for real. Yeah, I'm lost for words now. That's just so cool. That's just so cool. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed to have you guys, you know, in in my corner, just supporting me. That's so nice. You're ready for Christmas? Yeah, so am I. I ran into an old man over at the mall, and I was talking to him about being ready for Christmas. I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for Christmas," and he was like, "Oh, we're not ready yet. We still got a few things to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, well." So I think the reason why we're ready for Christmas is so it's just me and my wife here. All of our kids, they're all out of the house. They're all married and they're all living their own lives. So it's just me and her here. So it's much easier to plan for anything as far as birthday parties, holidays, anything like that, trips, vacations. It's much easier for us to plan for those. So by the time we reach the birthdays and holidays and everything, we're completely ready. We're ready. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I'd like to see that. That'd be awesome. Santa tweaking on your cam. But yeah, it makes it easier. It makes it easier for us to be ready for the holidays. I like it. It's just easier to plan. We're not busy with field trips, or we're not busy with field trips and sporting events or anything, because our kids are grown. And pretty soon we will be, though, because then our kids will start having kids, and my help just got that's awesome. Well, like I said, soon we'll have grandkids running around, so that'll be cool. That'll be cool. I think maybe that's why I try to stay in shape a little bit. I don't want to just completely let myself go, because I don't want to be broken down, and I want to be able to run around with my grandkids. I know that I've been talking to the wife lately about how I'm not getting any younger, so I would like to get a job that is less taxing on my body, because my job is pretty freaking rugged, man. And I can feel that it's tearing me up. So, here before too long, I would like to do something easier. I know I'm probably not going to make the money that I'm making now, because I'm making damn good money now, but I'm definitely working for it. Definitely tearing me up. And it doesn't help that when I was younger, I thought I was made out of iron, right? And I didn't take care of myself. Problem is, we're not made out of iron, but we act like we are when we're young, and we just beat the shit out of our bodies, and we don't even think about getting old, and then them injuries coming to haunt us when later on down the road, right? So so definitely need to take care of ourselves. I always say that to the young kids: take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. My coworker at work, he's in his early 20s. He's just a kid, right? And that kid is always jacking himself up bad. And I'm like, bro, you've got to take care of yourself. I don't think he's very good on a bike, because every time he goes biking, he comes and he's just missing flesh, and he's just so jacked up really bad. And I'm like, bro, you should probably stay off a bike. You don't need to be on a bike. So that shit's gonna come hunt you when you're old. Believe me, it's gonna come hunt you when you get older. So, but it is a government job, so I mean, when in a government job, a lot of people say, if you want to take it easy, you can kind of take it easy, but we're kind of understaffed, so there's really no taking it easy there. We're always on the go. And then the equipment we work with is just so old, and it's always breaking down, and there's always issues. So there's really no taking it easy. There's really no downtime, except in the summertime. No, I'm lying. In the summertime, there's no downtime. The summertime is better for us, because the equipment is there on site. Nobody's jumping in it. Nobody's taking it anywhere. Nobody's calling saying, "Hey, I broke down over here. Or I broke down over there." All the equipment is right there on site, and is very, very quiet. All of the operators, they're all off for the summertime. They don't work during the summer, but we do. We work year round. So we really like the summertime, even though we got to work. Um, it just makes it a lot better. There's no air traffic. There's nobody calling us with broken down stuff. Everything's right there. We can really get a good pace going, working on everything. So yeah, I like the summertime. It's cool. Your health is still tweaking crazy. That's funny. I actually could picture that. So what a trip. Thanks for making me laugh. That's funny, man. Don't break my back. Holy shit, man. I'll tell you what, some of that stuff is just so freaking heavy. It's just so heavy. You know what's funny? I mean, I don't want to sound like a bragger or anything, but what's so funny is even though that job is breaking me down and I'm gonna have to, look for trying to salvage my body in the future, um, you know, there's guys that are younger than me that are not as strong as me. And I think it's because my job is just so rugged and everything at work is big and heavy. And, it's sometimes I'm amazed at some of the stuff that we replace because it's just like you walk away and you're like, how did I do that? That was so heavy, and the shop that we work at, it hasn't been updated. I'm going to say the 80s. I was going to say the 60s, but the shop that we work at hasn't been updated since the 80s. So everything we do is on the ground. We have no lifts. We can't put no equipment we can't put no equipment up in the air. We can't attach a crane to anything to move anything. Everything is done on the ground. There's a lot that we don't do there. There's a lot that we do send from our south shop over to the north shop because they do have a crane to lift the really heavy things. But as far as just like basic, simple parts, yeah, they're just basic, simple parts. But man, they're much bigger and they're heavy. And we do all that by hand. And sometimes I don't even know how we get it done, but we do. And yeah, that keeps us strong. That keeps us in shape. But at my age, you're not building muscle anymore. You're actually, it's counterproductive now because I'm just not as young. If I was in my 20s, all day, no problem. But I'm getting older now, and like I said, I didn't take care of myself when I was younger. So yeah, it's starting to affect me now. He's smacking his ass. Your comments are going to leave like a whole storybook of your elf. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, I guess he is crazy. Holy shit. That's a trip. So, as far as my job goes, I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to go somewhere else. I want to stay there. I just want to move to a different department. That's my main goal, is just move to a different department. Shoot. Like I said, my manager, he actually used to be with us in the shop, and then he got promoted to manager, and then he got promoted to director. So he's the director. He overlooks everything. And so, yeah, I mean, I would love to move up and probably get a position where I'm just doing computer work all day. I don't know. That sounds kind of boring. Probably, then I would get out of shape. Then I probably would get all fat and out of shape and being behind a computer all day. You're calling Santa. Oh yeah, it is a crazy ass elf. So anyway, yeah, that's just me. That's just me rambling on. Appreciate you guys just listening to me ramble on about it. It's supposed to be about shaving. I'm sitting here talking about work, and but yeah, it's fine. I got my radio here too because I'm on call. I'm on call in case something breaks down. Then I got to split, and kind of annoying because you sometimes when you leave work, you just want to leave work and leave it there and go home. But sometimes we got to bring it with us. That's just when we sign the contract. That's what we sign up for. We'll bring it home with us every once in a while. It's on a rotating shift, so we we bring it home with us. We got to make sure that equipment doesn't break down on the road. If it does, we got to go out there and try to get it back on the road, or we call a tow truck depending on what happens to it. Call a tow truck, go get it, bring it home. So freaky Alf, yeah, it is a freaky Alf. So, oh, one thing that I was going to show was, so I talked about this razor having that long shaft right here. So if you drop it, you know, it's less prone to breaking. And I said that's why I like the Merkur 34C. And here is the shaft on the Merkur 34C on the base plate. It's got a long, long shaft. That's why I was saying earlier that you could drop it. And I've seen some Merkur 34s that are just completely banged up and bashed up, but the shaft doesn't break. They don't break. They're very, very durable. What time is it for me? It's brother, it's 6:58, almost 7 o'clock for me over here. So it's still early. It's getting a little bit it's getting a little bit late, but not too late. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning for work, so it's kind of late, not too late. I actually been staying up kind of late lately. I don't know why, but maybe it's because I know this week's coming to an end and I got a couple of weeks off, so if I'm a little tired at work the next couple of days, few days, and it's all right. I'm going to have a big break coming, so definitely looking forward to that. So if you guys are considering going out and getting an Oliworks, I would absolutely recommend it. It's it's a damn good razor, effortless. Um, yeah, that was just one shave that I did with it, and I was super impressed. I can't say enough good things about it. I think the more I shave with it, the more use I'm going to get to it. I'll get used to it even more and more, and it's just going to become a better and better razor. But just the first impressions, awesome, just awesome. Absolutely recommend it. It's 850. Oh, to be honest with you, I was just talking I was on a live shave with the razor company, and I was telling people that I'm a mile high from sea level up here in the mountains. So I'm in Colorado here, and Colorado, there's a song here in Colorado where it says "Where a man can walk a mile high" is one of the verses, or some of the lyrics in the song. And so yeah, we're a mile high up here. So um, yeah, not much oxygen up here. It's really good to get in shape up here because then you go down somewhere to like Seattle, Washington or something, or go down to Florida or somewhere on the coast of California or something. And there is so much oxygen down there that us guys that are up here, we go down there, we don't get tired. There's so much oxygen at sea level. It's awesome. In Georgia, okay, my sister used to live in Georgia. I don't remember where at in Georgia. But yeah, her and her husband lived in Georgia for years, and then she ended up coming up here to Colorado and buying a home. Can you show me? Can I show you around my house? Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of set up here. If I do that, I'm going to have to disconnect all this stuff. So maybe I might do that on one of my videos. That's a good idea for one of my videos. I've got my microphone and everything hooked up right now, or maybe I'll shoot some footage, and then I'll put it on one of my videos. Because actually, I've been wanting to do something kind of like that because I know a lot of guys have. I know they have videos where they restore their vintage brushes, and that's what I do. I like to restore a lot of vintage stuff, like as far as my as far as all my vintage razors and stuff. I like to restore them, vintage brushes. I like to restore that stuff. So when I shoot, that gives me a good idea as far as shooting a restoration. That'll give you the chance to look around my home because I'd have my wife shoot it for me. You know, she'd be following me with the camera, and you won't be home till like 3 or 4. Yeah, and I'm actually in the process of editing a video now, so it'd probably be something I do in the future. So, but I will show you, like, for example, I'll show you some of the brushes I've that I have in the process of restoring. I got some brushes in here that I'm in the process of restoring, and then some of the brushes I have that are already done. They're in my cabinet here. I'll pull a couple of these guys out so you can see them. Like this brush here. This is a boar brush. I opted not to, it's all dirty and dusty, but still, I polished it up. You should have seen it before. It's a boar brush. I opted not to take the knot out because there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it stinks to high heaven, right? Until you can get it cleaned out really good. That's one thing about these vintage brushes is they don't smell like anything. This one kind of does because I work with it as far as cleaning it and always wetting it. But like, let's say, for example, you run into a vintage brush at the flea market and that thing's been sitting there for 40 years. It's not going to stink at all. You know, you smell the knot. It's not going to stink. But as soon as you take it home and you get it wet, oh man, watch out. That thing will stink up a whole room. It really will. It'll stink up a whole room. So let me get a couple of more brushes here that I've restored. So there's this one right here. This is an Ever Ready here. Here's one that I've restored. And I don't like I really don't. I want to restore them, but I don't want to make them perfect, brand new, because I like them to have imperfections, because they're old, right? And those imperfections, they tell a story, and I don't really. I just the imperfections are they're very attractive for me. I really like them. I don't. If they look perfect, then you can just buy a brand new brush, and it's a perfect brush, right? But something vintage. I mean, vintage, you don't want it perfect because you want it to tell a story. So this is one of my wife's favorite ones. I don't know if it's coming up good on the camera or not, but this is a pearl brush. This is a vintage brush. This is another brush that I opted not to remove the boar bristles from it because I don't want to say that the animal lost its life to make this brush. I'm sure the animal lost its life for another purpose, but it still has the essence of life, right? Because it has boar bristles. So I want to treat it with the utmost respect, and I don't want to get rid of it if there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it stinks, but in time that stink will come out, and it's not all beat up and all messed up. It can be salvaged. It's missing a little bit of ink right here, but other than that, it can be salvaged. So I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get rid of the boar brush. And then here's another one. This one was in bad shape. I didn't even know if this one was going to be worth doing anything to. And then this actually came out to be probably one of my best ones. So that's a nice one. I really like that one. This one is so this is a stag, and it looks like I forgot to paint the letters in, so I didn't put no paint in those. Some early leaks of I could do that because some of the lives I could do I could do like a preview of a live, so I could probably. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not that hard. It's actually pretty easy. I could just go to my computer and just get on the editing software and just throw something together real quick. That's actually a good idea because that just adds more content to my channel, right? And yeah, that's a good idea. So here's another one here. This is a made right. This is a made right here. This one polished up very nice. I have a jewelry polisher where I clean these up, and they're actually really hard to get clean. But once you get them clean, you can use some polishing compound on one of those polishing wheels on the jewelry polisher and polish them up. And oh man, they will polish up very nice. And here's so here's a Gillette. This is a 1947 Aristocrat that I have right here. And there is no blemish on this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. It is actually in perfect condition. Polished up very nice. It was in good shape when I got it, of course, but what am I trying to say? So when I polished it up, the wheel did turn black. So there was a lot of crud on it. There was a lot of stuff that came off of it, but it's super smooth the way it opens up. And yeah, it's almost looks brand new in there. I don't know if it's doing it any good, but yeah, this is probably one of my favorite ones, Aristocrat. If you guys never have watched the YouTube channel Firepower for All, go watch that. He actually just did a shave with a Aristocrat that he found at a flea market, just like I did. I found this one at a flea market. He did. Oh, thanks, man. That is super beautiful. I love it. I love it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. And Firepower for All. Go watch that channel. He does a lot of cool stuff over there. I love Bobby's awesome. He's a good guy. He's got really good content. He just did a shave with an Aristocrat, and that was an awesome shave there. And that was an awesome razor. I was going to pull some more stuff out too, but I got so much stuff, man. Like I'm always at the flea markets. I'm always at the flea markets. I think I showed this last week. I think I'm not sure. This Ender's razor. This one is brand new. Can I become mod? So this one, I've never seen a razor like this. And then once I bought this razor, I started researching it, and there's actually quite a bit of them out there. And this one is brand new. I don't even know if it's been used. When I bought this, there was no soap scum on it. There was nothing. Oh, you did? Oh, cool. Yeah, so I have gone over this one already. Yeah, I had mentioned that. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. I had mentioned that I got the razor blades, because everybody's just modding their razor blades, right? Trying to get them to fit or whatnot. But yeah, I've got so much. I'm a sucker for vintage. I'm always, when me and the wife are sitting here at home, she's like, "What should we do? What should we do?" Yeah, see, it's the original. It says 98 cents right there. What should we do? I'm like, let's go to the flea markets. Let's go to flea markets. And then, so it's pretty crazy because my wife just shakes her head, right? Because the all the people at the flea markets, there's a shit ton of flea markets over here by me. Um, and we even go out to Denver, Colorado, and we go all the way out to Cheyenne, Wyoming. I mean, wherever there's flea markets, that's where I'm going to go. Um, Colorado Springs has one of the biggest indoor flea markets I have ever seen. But anyway, I'm at the flea market so much that they know me by name. It's pretty wild. So I walk into the flea market, and the ladies, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I saved something for you." They already know what I'm after. They already know what I'm looking for. And when they get stuff, instead of putting it out in their booths, they just save it for me. And I'm like, "Oh, cool, man. It's cool." They'll call me. I'll be there at work. I'll be sitting at work on my lunch or something, or whatever I'm doing at work, and I'll get a phone call, and it'll be one of the ladies from the flea market. She'll be like, "Yeah, well, we just got this vintage mirror in. It's the whole set. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want it." "Well, let me call the lady and see how much she's asking for it." And I was like, "It don't matter. Just hold it for me. I'll go get it." So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They already know me very well. I I I uh I say a lot of stuff to my wife, right? Like when we pull up when we pull up to the flea markets, even before we go in there, I look at my wife and I say, "Hello, ladies, the wallet's here." And my wife's like, "Don't even say that. You spend too much money over here already as it is." But I definitely have way more vintage gear than I do modern gear. Um, yeah, I have way, way more vintage gear. One thing I have that is really, really cool is I have this Bakelite razor. This is the first razor that's 100% made out of Bakelite, old vintage razor. This is a, fuck, I'm already done with the shave, so I might as well put my glasses on. So this is a nail light. This is a nail light 400 is what this is. A nail light 400. This was the very first Bakelite razor that was made. And what's pretty cool about this is that it's got, you see these channels right here are really big. This is more of an aggressive edge. And then you flip it over this way, and these ones are really small. This one's more mild. So it's not an adjustable, but it has two different settings, more aggressive and more mild. So that's really neat. I really dig that. Yeah, it is cool, man. I really love this. I really love this. Maybe I'll pull out some more stuff. I got tons of stuff here, man. I could pull out stuff all night. I just got so much stuff. I got a lot of really old stuff. So like this one right here, this one is 1937, 1939 through 1947, I believe. Um, I can't. I got it up here somewhere, but I don't remember. Oh, 1930, I'm sorry, 1939 through 1947 is this Gillette Tech right here. And this one didn't come like this. This one is was revamped by the Razor Emporium. This is 24 karat gold. This is 24 karat gold. But the base plate here, that's revamped in rhodium. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I always thought that these gave you really mild shaves, like really, really mild shaves. This one it's hard to explain the shave that this one gives. It's very, very efficient, but it's mild, if that makes any sense. I got I got such a great shave with this thing, and it was completely effortless. And when I was shaving with it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do a 3 pass because it's just going so smooth. And I know it's probably not cleaning me up the best, but excuse me, It really did, man. These old vintage Gillettes, oh man, they're awesome. They're just so awesome. I really can't say enough about these. Really, really cool. But yeah, that's what I do at the flea markets. I just go around grabbing all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I don't need to go around grabbing stuff. Sometimes I walk in the door and the ladies are like, "Oh, hey, I saved this for you." So here's another. This is a 1918. This is a 1918 World War One Gillette, and it even says property of the U.S. Army on it. I did a shave with this one. I got a video out where I did a shave with this one. It's super, super cool. Now this guy, it's an open comb. This guy, it's got the I think it's called the barbell handle down there. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, this guy is super, super efficient. Gotta go. Bye, man. All right. Thanks, Landon. I appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. You don't even know. This is so nice to have the support all you guys here. It's so cool. But yeah, I like this. I like this razor. I got a couple of nicks, to be honest with you, when I first shaved with this, because it was so efficient. I didn't know it was going to be that way. I was like, oh, it's an old Gillette. It's really mild, and I just not being careful shaving with it, and I got a couple of nicks. Not deep nicks, but it still nicked me, and I was like, oh, I did not expect to get nicks from this old Gillette, but this one super, super efficient. Very, very surprising. Very surprising. And so here's another one. Here's another one of the ones that, like, one of my favorite ones. I love this. So this is the Gillette. This is a long comb here. So if you look at the comb, the way it comes down, it's an open comb, but they consider this a long comb because of how long the comb comes down here. So the top cap here, you can see the brass on it. The top plating is no longer there. But this is not the teeth or the comb. It's not bent. The rest of it is in really, really almost perfect condition, except for this top plate. It makes me wonder if this top plate is even the original to this. It looks like it because it fits on there perfect. It fits on there like it's supposed to. But yeah, I love this. I haven't shaved with this one yet. I grabbed it, I bought it, I polished it. I'm getting my fingerprints all over it. I polished it, I sanitized it, and I just put it away in my collection. I haven't shaved with it yet. I really need to. I actually want to do a series on vintage razors on my See you, bro. Bye. I appreciate it, brother. I really want to do a vintage series going over all my doing shaves with all my vintage razors. I've got double edge, single edge. I got a bunch of single edge. I got a bunch of brand new single edge. I think they call it new old stock, where they're vintage but they're brand new. Like, some of them still have the paperwork, the cardboard insert inside where the razor blade's supposed to go. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I take my time. I'm never in a hurry. I go to the flea markets and I just relax. I relax and I enjoy it, because if I get in a hurry, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to miss. So I get to the point where I go into a booth and I start moving stuff around. I'm like, okay, what's behind here? What's over here? And honestly, you do find treasures doing that. You find a lot of treasures doing that. It's pretty cool. I take my time. I'm never in a hurry. And I believe that helps me obtain the collection that I do have, is that I'm never in a hurry. Oh, you want to see something really cool? I've never seen this before until I got it. But this right here is a vintage Schick razor. It's a single edge Schick razor. And I got my fingerprints all over it. I don't know how, because I really wasn't messing with it. But yeah, I cleaned this, polished it up. But yeah, ladies carry this in their purses. I don't know why you would want to carry a razor in your purse. It's not like you're going to go to the grocery store and shave your legs at the grocery store, right? But anyway, that's what it is. But here it is. It's a single edge razor. And it's really, really cool. I was going to say, I don't have a razor in there, do I? No, I didn't think so, because I took it apart and I polished it, cleaned it, polished it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't remember what it's called. There's a certain name for it. I don't remember what it's called. I don't even know why I looked. Oh, I'm lying. I know why I looked it up because I have everything. I got the dates and everything and the information on here, but I don't know where the paperwork is to this one. Oh yeah, it doesn't even have the date on there. I don't know what happened here. I thought I had all my stuff in order. I usually do, but anyway, I can't remember what this is called. It doesn't have the name on it. It says Eversharp, but it had a certain name that they called it. They called these little razors, these little travel razors or pocket razor or whatever you want to call it. But oh, I still have some fibers from the polishing wheel on it. It looks really good though. It actually looks brand new. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. So yeah, that's why I grabbed it. It was like this when I first seen it. I never seen anything like this either. And I was like, but it was with all the razors. And I picked it up and I was like, oh, look at this. I was like, that's interesting. It must be like a little makeup thing. And I opened it up and I was like, holy shit, it's a razor. I told my wife, I was like, this is a razor. I've never seen anything like this. This is really neat, man. This is really neat. So I put a blade in it already, and then it takes the blades, it takes the schick blades just fine, and then of course I took the blade out because I took it apart, polished it, cleaned it, whatnot. But yeah, this is a real interesting piece. And I have a really small, oh shoot, I don't know what I did with it. I bought a little lady's razor the last time I was at the flea market. And when I say a little lady's razor, I mean a little lady's razor. It's only like that little. It's that big. I mean, it looked like a toy. I thought it was a toy when I first got it. And then I actually got on my phone and I took a picture of it, did a Google search. And I looked it up and I was like, no, this is a legit razor. Ladies used to shave their underarms with this. And it came in its own little Bakelite case. And now that's bothering me because that was like one of the coolest, neatest little razors that I have ever seen. And I don't know what I did with it. Maybe if my wife's watching, she knows what I did with it and she could help me and tell me where it's at. I don't know what I did with it. I know it's around here somewhere, but I wish I could show it to you guys because it's the coolest, littlest, tiniest little thing in the world. It's a trip. Like I said, I thought it was a toy, and I was like, how do you not break this? How did it last this long? Because it has a Bakelite handle, but the Bakelite handle. Do you know what I'm talking about? That little tiny razor.
Is it on the top somewhere?
Oh, it might be. You want to grab me the stool? I'll look up there. It might be up there somewhere. I was looking right here where I got all my vintage stuff, and I don't see it anywhere. But I'd really like to show it because that was the coolest little thing. Yeah, the handle is so skinny and it's so small that I was like, have to be careful not to break it. And I'm like, I'm surprised it lasted this long. So I'm going to look up here real quick because I really want to show you guys. It's really cool. I got a bunch of vintage stuff up here too. So yeah, I don't know what I did with it. No, it's not up here. I don't know where I put it. Huh. Okay, well, I'll have to look for it. Yeah, I don't know where I put it. I'll have to look for it, and I'll have to show it to you guys. It's really cool little razor. Here's another brush that I restored. This is an Ever Ready brush. This guy came out super nice, super clean. These were the first synthetic brushes that they made, and I don't know if they work very well. I've never used one of these vintage synthetic brushes, but I know that it was like a new technology back in the day, and they were wanting to make these synthetic brushes. And they did make a few of them, but I don't know how they perform. They don't feel like they would perform very well, but once you get them wet and you start lathering up with soap, maybe they might work pretty good. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is definitely one of the first synthetic brushes they ever made. I looked it up and it's pretty shocking. I had no idea they were trying to make synthetic brushes back in the day. I thought synthetic brushes was something new. But yeah, so do people think that about electric cars, right? They think it's something new, and it's not. Electric cars were early 1900s. But man, that's really bothering me now because that little razor was something so cool. I really wish I could show it to you guys because that was like the coolest little thing I ever seen. My wife's in here searching for it. I don't know. Maybe I put it in one of these drawers here, but man, I really wish I could find it. I don't know what I did with it.
It's probably one of the drawers.
Yeah, I have all my vintage stuff in here too. But I don't think I put it in one of these drawers because I'm pretty I'm pretty rugged with these drawers, throwing things in and out of them, so I wouldn't want to put it in there to break it. But yeah, something I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to hunt for it. But yeah, it's got a little tiny Bakelite case. I swear it's only like about that big. Case is probably like that tall. Flips open and it's got the tiniest little razor in there, like miniature little razor, and it had the blades. Completely shocked me. I was like, "Whoa! It's got the blades." It actually had a little blade loaded in it, and I took it apart. It was a three-piece razor, wasn't it? It was just, yeah. It looks just like this, but it is just so tiny and miniature, and it actually had blades. I took it apart. It had a blade in it. The blades are exactly. It's a double edge razor blade, but it is like the quarter of the size of one of these. Really, really cool, man. I'm really disappointed that I don't know where. That's what happens when you acquire too much stuff. You don't remember where you put it, and you got to look for it. And I'll find it, but I just got to look for it first. Maybe I'll do something with it on the next live. I'll find it. I'll figure out where it's at. I'll find it and and show it to you guys. You'll dig it. It's so cool, man. I thought it was the most awesome little thing. One of the most awesome little um, vintage shave things that I've ever found. Really, really cool. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, they come out really nice, man. Like all these brushes that I have, like when I first get them, like sometimes my wife even looks at me funny. She's like, "Are you sure you want to buy that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's beautiful." Well, it will be, and I bring it home and I clean it up, and then I put them on the jewelry polisher with some polishing compound, and yeah, they all turn out really nice, man. There's a couple of them that you know I couldn't salvage, which is a big bummer, but usually if they're in really bad shape, I'll grab them anyway because it's just you just got to knock the age off of them, right? Once you knock the age off of them and you get down to the brush, they're super beautiful. And there's only been a couple of them that I wasn't able to salvage. They were too far gone. But yeah, I've gotten brushes that looked like they had coatings of who knows what on them, and the Bakelite or plastic or the rubber set, whatever it is, it looks like it's just so far gone and just so messed up. And yeah, you clean them up, take care of them, condition them, put them on the jewelry polisher, and you would be amazed at how they turn around. It's really, really cool.
They're not in here?
Oh, okay. The Ascension, yeah, the Ascension is awesome, and so ordering PA's Ascension, and I don't have any of their soaps yet, other than cubes. Love those things. Yeah, I got a cube. I got a cube here, but it's still got the plastic wrap on it. I haven't used it yet, and I bought it because I hear such good things about it. As far as PAA soaps, my recommendation, I would say go for a scent that you love, that you're attracted to, because as far as their base goes, their Formula CK6 base, awesome. It is so awesome. You can't go wrong with their base. So don't even worry about, I know there's some artisans out there that they have this base and they have that base. They have a tallow base. They have a vegan base. They have different bases. CK6 has their formula, or I'm sorry, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. They have their CK6 formula, and that's across the board. That's all their soaps, and that formula is so good. So I wouldn't concentrate on the formula. Get any other soaps that you're attracted to that scent, because you won't be disappointed, and you won't be disappointed with the Ascension. The Ascension is a great razor. I actually just shaved with it not too long ago. Yeah, I'm doing a Strike Gold shave series with the Lewis and Clark, Sacagawea, and the Expedition. I'm actually in the process of editing the Expedition right now, and I use the Ascension on all three of those shaves, on all three of those videos. So yeah, really, really good razor. An adjustable razor. You just the blade is in there. The blade is in there, and it's at such an aggressive bend that when you back it off, the blade starts straightening. The blade starts straightening it out, but there's still so much tension, and that's how you adjust the razor. It's not a regular razor that that has the dial on it that you adjust, or like the Rockwell 6C. It's got different plates that change the aggression. That one is just the turn of the handle. It changes the aggression because the blade's sitting like that, and you loosen it up, and the blade starts to flex this way, and that's how you flex the blade in it by moving the handle. Really, really good razor, and such a reasonable price too. I think it's around like $50, give or take a few bucks. Really, really good razor. You won't be disappointed with it. Oh man, that's such a hard question to answer. What soap would I start with if I was going to start my collection again? Oh, that's such a hard question because when the market's so competitive like that, everybody is making really, really good products. Um, yeah, that's such a hard. I don't know. I think, for example, okay, so here's a good answer. Here's an answer that makes sense. To start off with, you should use the Paraso products because the Paraso products, the way they're scented, especially the sandalwood, it's going to give you an idea of what other soaps should smell like. Paraso's been around since 1948, and they're still just as good. They're still just as popular. Yeah, get your nose on some Paraso, and I would recommend the sandalwood. That's, to me, in my opinion, that's the best smelling one, and that'll give you a good idea of what other soaps should be smelling like. Get your hands on the Paraso. Even the Paraso unscented smells really good. I'm sorry, it's not unscented. It's their sensitive formula. It's for sensitive skin. It is scented with green tea and oatmeal, and their pre-shave is scented with green tea. Excuse me, and it's got a little bit of citrus in it. It's not unscented. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It is for sensitive skin, and it smells really, really good. I think that's a good starting point for you to get your nose. As far as the performance, the cushion and the slickness is there for Paraso. If you have hard soap or hard water, don't you're gonna have a hard time getting the performance out of the Parasos. You definitely want to use soft water or just get yourself some distilled water. I don't have any open comb razors yet. Looks amazing. Yeah, it does. It looks amazing, and yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, it just makes sense. To me, it makes sense that just start off with the Paraso and then the Paraso is very inexpensive too, right? I mean, it's not going to break the bank, and it gives you a good idea of what you should be looking for as far as other soaps, in my opinion, anyway. Paraso White, you have it upstairs. Yeah, Paraso White's awesome. I wish somebody. I actually was speaking to Douglas Smythe from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements and Rod from Sterling, and I was like, "Well, when do you guys please make a shave soap that smells like the Paraso White pre-shave, or yeah, a shave soap that smells like the pre-shave?" And I was like, "That pre-shave, it's got a little bit of citrus in it. It smells so good. I don't know if it's lemon or lime that it has in it, but oh, I love the way that pre-shave smells." And Douglas Smythe just told me, he said, "No, I can't do that." He says, "I can't make a soap that's still being produced by its respective company." And then Rod, believe it or not, from Sterling was like, "I've never smelled that before." And I'm like, "You got to be shitting me. You've been in this game for how long? You've never smelled Paraso White pre-shave?" But I was like, "I'll send you some. But yeah, I love the Paraso White. The Paraso White, and Paraso White is such a great formula. I love the slickness. I love the cushion. Yeah, I love everything about the Paraso products. I mean, the Paraso products, they're all gonna perform the same, in my opinion, except for the blue formula. The blue tube, I think, has more slickness, more cushion than the other ones. It just doesn't smell very good. I don't care for the smell, and if you don't care for the smell, then the performance it'll outweigh that. The other ones just smell so good. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. All the process are they're pretty comparable, right? So you definitely just want to pick one that smells the best. And the red one for coarse beards, the sandalwood. arguably is the best, is the most favorite one, is the favored one between traditional wet shavers because it's just so good. But I mean, you can't go wrong with the eucalyptus or yeah, the green formula, the eucalyptus and menthol. I mean, it's so good that Douglas Smythe made awesome sauce, and which is an homage not to the shave soap or shave cream, but to the aftershave splash because this stuff smells so spectacular. Douglas Smythe made awesome sauce as an homage to this, and believe it or not, it smells exactly like this aftershave. PAA's awesome sauce. It really is awesome. It's really really good stuff. Good smelling stuff, and it's made in the CK6 formula, so it's really really good. Yeah, I love that stuff. In fact, I think I mentioned last time most of my soaps are Phoenix Artisan accoutrements, and I just love what Douglas does. I mean, he gets into his soaps. I mean, he gets into his products big time. He writes novels about some of his soaps, and the artwork is just so much fun. Like when you unbox them, and you get that artwork, and oh, it's just PAA is just so much fun, man. And then of course, I'm a big sucker for vintage stuff, and so is Douglas Smythe. Like a lot of his soaps, his whole product line is like, takes its inspiration from vintage stuff. So yeah, it can't go wrong with PAA. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks because sandalwood is so so nice. But if your skin don't agree with it, it don't agree with it. That's too bad. That sucks. But that so if you go to Leaf Shaves, this is what I've been told. I don't know because I don't know anybody that's been shaving that has sensitive skin, like on a personal note that I talked to personally. I was told that if you have sensitive skin and you do want to shave with the shave soap that is scented, because the scent the scent oils is what burns your skin and gives you irritation. I was advised to go to the Leaf Shave Company and get their aftershave serum, and that would help with skin irritation. I don't know because I don't have skin irritation, but I do have the Leaf Shave aftershave serum, and that stuff, if I'm being honest, that stuff is the most spectacular aftershave serum I've ever put on my face. It is in a world on its own. It's well, I have it here. This is a L'Oreal bottle with a little dropper, but this is what it looks like. It's a little green formula. It's the aftershave serum from Leaf. This is by far the best aftershave serum you will ever put on your face. It leaves your face quite greasy at first. I would say for the first 20 minutes your face is greasy, but once it absorbs, oh man, I can't remember what I did, but I got really bad skin irritation doing. Oh, it was a badger brush. I lathered up with a badger brush that my first badger brush that I used today. When I first got it, I didn't break it in, I didn't soak it, I didn't do anything to it. I just wet it and I lathered up, and it irritated my face so bad. I mean, I was red everywhere, and I put the Leaf aftershave serum on, and it soothed my face so much. It was just amazing. That stuff is by far some of the best stuff I've ever used. And like I said, it will leave your face really, really greasy, but once it absorbs into your skin, it feels so good. It feels so good. It's definitely worth giving it a try because that stuff is amazing. I haven't used every single product out there, but that's probably by far one of the best aftershave serums I've put on my face. Yeah, very unfortunate. That really does suck. Oh yeah. Well, that's good. If it's that's crazy that it's just the sandalwood that bothers you, because sandalwood is so good. Anybody that makes a sandalwood, the sandalwoods are really good. Paraso is, in my opinion, the best one, but they're all really good. Like Sterling has a really good sandalwood. The Sterling sandalwood is a little more. I always say it's more fun because it's sweeter. It's got a sweeter scent to it, and the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, their sandalwood, that one smells real too. It's not fun. It's not sweet like Sterling's, but it's more real. It's not as real as Paraso, but it's still up there. It's pretty good. Yeah, the Leaf aftershave serum, man. I mean, that stuff is awesome. It's just the best. Yeah, it's so good. I remember when I was first when I first got irritated from that brush, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I definitely wasn't putting any aftershave splash on my face. And I said, well, I have this aftershave serum. And my wife had used this aftershave serum, on her face when she was doing the dermaplaning and stuff with the little dermaplaner. And she said, yeah, that's good stuff. It doesn't have any alcohol. And so I used it, and yeah, it's a serum. There's no alcohol in it, and yeah, it was amazing. It cooled me off. It cooled off the irritation, and yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. I don't know why I don't use it more than I should use it more than I do. I really don't get irritated, but just for the feel, just for the post shave feel, I should be using it more often. But maybe if I was doing it, maybe if I wasn't reviewing products and making videos, maybe I would use it more often. But I have so much stuff that I need to get through. That way I could give people information about it that I don't get to it. But yeah, it's real good stuff. I can't say enough stuff about it. There's a lot of wet shavers out there that have products that they really like. They like the Rockwell aftershave, balm, and the Nivea. The Nivea is really, really good too. But in my opinion, nothing compares to the Leaf post shave serum. It's not a balm. It's not a balm. It's like an oil. It's almost like an oil. It's a serum. But yeah, it's really good stuff. It looks like it's settling too. That's kind of weird to shake it up. Like I say, I don't really use it. I don't use it. I just have it there. I've used it a few times, and I actually when I ordered it, I ordered the refill bottle, so it didn't have this little dropper in it. So this is a L'Oreal. I don't know if this was hyaluronic acid or it was vitamin C or what was in here. Something to do with your face. But this is a little L'Oreal bottle, and I had this one empty because I go through a lot of hyaluronic acid on my face, and I was like, oh, I'll put it in here. It's got a dropper, and it worked out perfect. I have not tried Holy Call's balm. I hear a lot of really, really good stuff about it, and I do get. What's funny is, so I shoot videos for the Razor Company also. If you go to YouTube and you look up the Razor Company, I shoot videos for them too, and they give me a kickback for sending them those videos. And they have Holy Call on their website, but I've just never pulled the trigger and got any. But I probably should, because I hear really, really good stuff about Holy Call. So I know a lot of those guys use that stuff from the Razor Company, and they love it. They all have really good things to say about it. Oh, really? A really slick formula, huh? I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah, and that's what been my problem lately is, like, what am I paying for ounce? That's a lot. I take that into consideration now. I didn't before. Like when I first got into wet shaving, I bought freaking Aqua de Parma. I bought me a tub of Aqua de Parma shave soap, and that thing was like $45, $55, and I think it's only like 4 ounces. So that's like $10 and change an ounce. So I really wasn't paying attention to that. And I mean. That's when I first started. I didn't know what I was doing, and now at this point, I'm really careful about what are these artisans charging per ounce, because it's starting to get up there. I remember just in the little time I've been doing this, it's gotten expensive. Like you're looking at a good 40, $45 just for a shave soap after shave splash. Just for the set. In some places. Or are we today? Okay. Yeah, Aqua de Parma is definitely not a beginner soap, and it's definitely not a soap that anybody should just go out and buy. I would say I would recommend it if it's something you really, really want, if you know what it smells like and you know what you're getting. I didn't know. I just bought it, and thank God that it's freaking amazing stuff. And now that I'm in it, the way I'm in it now, I would probably pass on it. I probably not get it, even though it's really, really good stuff. It's just too pricey. It's just too much. There's no reason that soap should cost that much. There's just no reason. I'm glad I have it. I'm freaking yeah. I love it. I'm glad I have it. But yeah, I wouldn't buy it today if I knew better. I wouldn't buy it. 25 for their vegan. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Um, Yeah, it's just some of the artisans like that's why I got a bunch of Sterling back here too. Sterling is really good. Like you can get a shave soap and aftershave splash for like roughly $30, give or take a few bucks, and that's super reasonable compared to other artisans. So it's just I just feel like it's starting to get out of hand where they're going to start pushing the beginner wet shavers out of the market, because it's just getting so expensive. And I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the people that are selling the fragrance oils and selling the ingredients and stuff. The ingredients are just getting so expensive that they can't afford to keep it cheaper. They'll just have to discontinue the soap, because it's just getting too expensive. Nobody's going to want to pay for it. You spelled it wrong twice. That's all right. I understood you, brother. The Gillette balm. The Gillette balm smells really good, man. So speaking of, so you get it for 359. Okay. Yeah, Sterling is amazing. Okay, so there's a company, I think it's Holy Caw. I'm not really sure. Let me grab it. So so I don't know. This is a Parma Paradise. This stuff smells exactly like Aqua de Parma, but it is a fraction of the price. It's a fraction of the price. I think this is a Holy Caw um, product. This Parma Paradise. Don't quote me. I don't know. I think it is, but I'm not positive. But Parma Paradise is an homage to Aqua de Parma, and it smells identical. To be honest with you, there's really no difference here. This one might smell a little more powdery, just a tiny little bit, but it's basically almost identical. And then if you go to Walmart, there is a aftershave conditioner called AFTA. And that AFTA is like $3 and change. And believe it or not, that AFTA smells exactly, well, not exactly, but it's so close to the Aqua de Parma aftershave balm that it's ridiculous how close it is. The aftershave balm cost me $65. That AFTA cost me $3 and change. And so I've got a video on my channel where I said something like, I can't remember what it's titled, Aqua de Parma's Dirty Little Secret or something like that. Because I was like, you got to be shitting me. I paid $65 for their balm, and this AFTA smells almost identical, and it cost me $3 and change. What the heck? But yeah, so if you want an Aqua de Parma setup, I would say get Parma Paradise. Get Parma Paradise for a fraction of the cost of the soap, and shit, you can even get these little samples right here. These samples go like 4 or 5 shaves, and these are like $3. And then get that aftershave skin conditioner. That's really good stuff. Oh, Master Soap Creations. Okay, yeah, I ordered a bunch of these from the razor company. They were sending me a whole bunch of them, and they were like, "What do you want?" So I got a bunch of I got I don't even remember because I gave them all away already. But I'm like, hey, those are really cool to give away. So I just ordered all kinds of stuff. So Master Soap Creations. Okay, I thought it was Holy Call, but like I said, it doesn't say it on there, and they usually do. Master Soap Creations. Yeah, this stuff smells amazing, man. Oh, really? It's discontinued? I could really that really sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, I'd probably go to like Pasture Pharmacy or the Razor Company or that would be a bummer. You know what? That'd be a bummer. I almost gave this away the other day too. So if they went out, I'll probably hang on to it. I don't know. I got so much stuff. I don't really need to be hanging on to anything. My wife don't care that I'm doing such bunch of giveaways because I got so much stuff. I'm running out of room, to be honest with you. And the Razor Company sends me a bunch of stuff too, and just running out of room. I order a bunch of stuff from the Razor Company. So yeah, that could be true, or maybe it's like from overseas or something. I don't even know where they're stationed. Master Soap Creations. It sounds like somewhere that would be here, you know. So that'd be a bummer. That'd be a bummer because that's really really good stuff. Really good smelling stuff. Um, yeah, that would be a bummer. It might. I don't have my computer with me right now, but I'll have to check. I'll have to check, and then I'll leave a comment on your channel. See if I can, see if I can, see if I'll even let me talk to Carlos. If let me talk to Carlos and see if they have any over at the razor company. If they do, I'll order some, and then I'll stash some for you because you never know when they might go out. And then yeah, that way you could check it out. It's really good stuff, man. Let me I'm gonna come off screen real quick. I'm gonna grab that after so I can show you real quick. So this is the after right here. This is what smells exactly like Aqua de Parma, man. I mean, there's really not exactly identical. I shouldn't say that, but man, it is so close. It is so close. It's like, why is your shit so much? And this is like $3 and change. And it basically smells the same. My brother-in-law uses this as lotion, believe it or not. He takes it and he puts it all over his face, the back of his neck, his arms. Yeah, he loves this stuff. He puts it all over. It's really good stuff too. Skin conditioner. So real good stuff. Is this what you were talking about? The is this what you were talking about? The Gillette aftershave gel? Because I know, to be honest with you, I had no idea about this stuff, and it's a real funny story. I can't remember if it was this or the after, or maybe it was both of them. But I seen an old man at the store, and he was looking at this stuff, and he opened it up, and he was smelling it, and he kind of took his head back a little bit, you know, like, oh yeah, that's good. And he smelt it again. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, this is good stuff, man. And so he went to the shelf and he grabbed two more and he threw them in his cart and walked away. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I got to read those signs, right? So I walked up and I didn't even smell this stuff. I just grabbed them, threw them in my cart. And I mean, they're really inexpensive anyway, right? And I was like, if that old man's been around for a while. He knows what's good. He knows what's not good, you know. And he seemed to really enjoy that. So he grabbed a few of them. So I just grabbed a bunch of them, threw them in the cart, and then I brought them home and I started smelling them. And to be honest with you, the skin conditioner, the aftershave skin conditioner, when I opened it up and I smelt it, I told my wife immediately. I was like, "Whoa, I've got something like this." I was like, "I don't know what it is, but I've got something like this," and it was my Aqua de Parma. And then this one right here, well, this is just an old school classic barbershop scent, in my opinion. This is just amazing scent, and the gel, yeah, it's really good stuff. Really soothing, really cooling, moisturizing. It feels like it's nourishing too. You know, yeah, you can't go wrong with this stuff. And this stuff is dirt cheap. It's like nobody knows about it, and hopefully they don't figure it out. That way I can keep buying it. It's always there. Yeah, yeah, good stuff, man. But yeah, that was my recommendation, was going with Parma Paradise and AFTA if you want a Aqua de Parma setup, because that Aqua de Parma is just so ridiculously expensive, you know. But yeah, have to smell it again. It just, yeah, that is spot on. I was watching a YouTuber the other day, wet shaver, and he was using this. He had the big tub though. I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, he was using it and he was talking about how it smelled just like Aqua de Parma, and I was like, yeah, I absolutely agree. It smells so close that somebody with an unexperienced nose or didn't know what Aqua de Parma smelled like, if you put them next to each other, they'd probably think that it was probably the same soap. So if you do end up getting, I can't remember how much this serum costs over at Leaf, but if you do end up getting it and you use it, let me know how it works out for you, because I'd be interested. Because yeah, I know Ohio Shaves used it and he was just amazed at how well it worked. So, and that's why I ended up getting it, because I seen Ohio Shaves using it, and I was like, oh, he's talking about how amazing it is. And then my wife said, oh yeah, I use that. It's really good stuff. And then I grabbed it and used it, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, they're not wrong at all. Yeah, I can see why it's your favorite, brother. This is good stuff. Like when I smelt it, and I was like, whoa, how come more people, how come like people like me that are reviewing, have a channel and they're reviewing products, how come they're not pushing this even more? I'm guilty. I've never even had this on one of my channels or one of my videos, but I probably should, because it's so good. It's I can understand why it's one of your favorites. It smells so good. I've used it, but I don't have it on any of my channels or any of my videos, which I probably should. I do have the AFTA. I do have this on one of my videos, but I don't have the Gillette. And the Gillette's right up there too. And yeah, you can't go wrong with these. And for what they cost, I mean, yeah, there's no reason not to get them. They're super, super good. So I'm gonna start taking this razor apart. I'll show you guys again one more time this razor. I'll start taking it apart, that way I can get it cleaned up a little bit. And I'll show you the box one more time. Here's the box one more time. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Don't push it because it's so cheap. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, and I don't want to tell anybody about it, because then everybody's going to go get it, and there's not going to be none for me when I go get it. Like when I went, so it's pretty funny, right? So when you go and you look for these AFTAs and these Gillettes, they're at the very bottom of the shelf. You don't know they're there, because usually what you're looking at is you're looking at anything that's like this high down to like the bottom of your chest. This is where you're concentrating in this area. You're not really looking down at the very bottom of the shelf, and that's where they're at. And they are always stocked up. There's always like one or two missing, but other than that, the shelf's always full of them. And yeah, that's always nice, because if you want them, they're going to be there. Everybody's just so busy getting the next greatest thing, the newest and greatest thing. And you shouldn't forget about the old school stuff. Like I said, I seen that old man, and I was like, that old man knows something. I'm not even smelling him. I'm just grabbing him and throwing him in my cart, and that's what I did. And yeah, that old man was right. He wasn't wrong. I definitely wasn't wrong. So I'll show you guys the shave brush again. I didn't use it because I hadn't cleaned it. I actually just unboxed it. So really, really cool. Super, super soft, man. I can't believe how soft that is. That's super, super soft. It's almost like yeah. I want to say it's softer than Apply Soft, but I don't know, man. That's really, really cool. That's real cool. That feels real nice. And then this is the box that the brush came in. Super beautiful. I could hear somebody outside racing themselves. So I got quiet. I was like, he's going to come through here. Guy thinks he's at the Indy 500. Oh, maybe he is coming through here. Okay, he settled down. He's not racing himself anymore. Definitely revving his engine a little bit, though. It wasn't that bad, though. Sometimes when I'm shooting videos, it takes me forever because I got to stop and I've got to edit that out, because there's so much traffic here and people are just in such a hurry and they're revving their engines and they're bumping their music. And yeah, it's ridiculous how much noise I have here. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, if I seen you at the store, I'd probably follow you around. Not to be a creep, but just to see what you're grabbing, especially when you're at the shaving area, just to see what you're grabbing. Because, yeah, the elders, I mean, yeah, you can always learn from the elders. That's for sure. That is for sure. Even at this point, even before I do anything, I still go to my indigenous peoples groups, where we have Cree Indians from Canada come in, and we have so many guest speakers and whatnot. And yeah, if I need to know anything, I go talk to the elders, because Yeah, the great creators had you guys on this earth for so long, and you guys constantly learning. You guys are the wisest ones among us, in my opinion. So we can always learn from you guys for sure. That is for sure. So this is the stainless steel razor. Um, I don't I don't like aluminum razors. They're just too light for me. I had mentioned earlier that I had bought the Henson AL13 Plus, and I did not like it because it was way too light. It's just I have another aluminum razor and I don't use it. I don't use it because it's just too light for me. I really don't like. I really have learned at this point the technique that I use. I've really learned to use the weight of the razor, and if it's too light, I just feel like I don't get a good shave. So this one is the red stainless steel, and the brush is the red stainless steel. But for some reason, I got the set in red, and this looks like it's a burgundy color, and it's a satin finish. This is definitely a red, and it's a high gloss finish. And that's what I was saying earlier, that I really wish they would match. They matched, because now they're two different reds, but that's okay. This is a great performer. I'm not disappointed with this. I wish it was the same color as this bright red here. I think the aluminum one is this shiny red. I don't know why they couldn't make this stainless steel shiny red, but it is what it is. I'm not disappointed. Great razor. It doesn't match, but I really don't care. It's awesome. It's awesome. It still looks good. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, man. Yeah, it's still an awesome set. Still an awesome set. I'm the same way. Yeah, for real, brother, no doubt. But yeah, this is the this one here is the most aggressive plate. It comes with three. It You can order three plates. You can order the mild, the medium, and the most efficient, the most aggressive one. And that's what I did was I ordered all three plates. And so I'll take it apart so you can see here. So this one here, this base plate here, it's got the little engraving here of the meteor, and it has three tails. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. It's got three tails behind that meteor, and the three tails indicates that this is the most aggressive one. And then the other base plates, the medium one has two tails, and then the mild one has one tail behind that meteor. And you can order just one base plate, whether it be the mild, medium, or aggressive. You can order it however you want it, and they got a bunch of really cool colors. And or you can do what like I did and order all three. I don't know why I ordered all three. Maybe because I just wanted the set, but I just shaved with this one, and this one gave me such a spectacular shave. It was so good, such a good shave that I probably won't even use the other ones, but maybe I will just to review them and see how they shave. I mean, maybe they shave just as good. I'll never know unless I do it. So I got them. I might as well use them. But yeah, I like it. It's a beautiful, beautiful razor. Yeah, basically, it is an adjustable razor, just like the Rockwell 6C. I mean, you can adjust it by switching out the base plates. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, you are right. You are definitely right. It is an adjustable razor. I thought I ordered the stand for it too. I'm gonna have to go look at my. I'm gonna have to get on my computer and look at my online order because I thought I ordered. I could have swore I ordered the stand for it because I wanted to display it with all my other razors. So and I didn't get a stand. So, like I said, I maybe I had the intentions on ordering the stand and I didn't. I thought I did, but I've done that a few times where thinking I've ordered stuff and I really didn't. So yeah, I'll have to go back and look. And if I didn't, then I'm going to order it because I would really like to stand it up and display it. So as far as the razor is concerned, anyway, the brush it'll go in my cabinet with all my other brushes. And yeah, I really wish I could find that tiny little razor to show you guys. It's such an awesome little razor. As soon as we get off the live, I'm definitely going to be looking for it. Like, where the hell did that thing go? Where's it at? It might be. It might be in here. I might have put it in here. It's not in there. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Yeah, I'll have to look for it here in a little bit. I know I have it somewhere. I think I paid like $12 for it too. At the it was I think I was passing. We were passing through. I can't remember where we were going. We were passing through Lafayette, Colorado, and I told my wife, I was like, "Let's look up let's look up flea markets here in Lafayette." And we looked one up, and there was one there, so we went to it. And it was the first cabinet. It was the first display case that I walked up to. I seen it, and I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" And I took a picture of it. And I searched it on my phone, and I was like, told the guy at the counter, I said, "Yeah, can you unlock this for me? I want to check that out." And I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." I said, "Take it to the front for me. Hold it for me." I said, I'll definitely take that." That was definitely a good find. But I really, really dig those flea markets. Really love the flea markets. They're really cool. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get, guys. I've still got to get ready for work tomorrow. I still got to get dinner inside me. It's getting late over here where I'm at, and but I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you guys supporting me. Appreciate all you guys hanging out and chit chatting with me here at the lives. It's so much fun. I feel like I wasn't really prepared today. I think I was prepared, but I just had so much technical issues with my audio not working. This is actually the fourth time I've come on live tonight, because the first three times I had no idea what the heck was wrong, why my audio wasn't working. I had people, telling me in the comments, turn up your volume, we can't hear you. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. My volume's all the way up. My setup is connected the way it's always set up. I don't know what's going on. And, but we figured it out, and now I'm here, and I got this live in. So I'm real happy about that. I still don't know what was wrong. My wife came in here. She turned the phone on, turned it back on, and she turned the phone off, turned it back on, and all of a sudden it started working. So I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's pretty standard procedure, right? If something's wrong with your phone, turn it off, turn it back on. So I was just frustrated at that point. I wasn't really even thinking. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, next Tuesday I'll be here 5 p.m. Mountain Time again. I'll be here, and I'll have something traditional wet shaving related. Anyway, I did a shave today. I didn't know if I was going to do a shave because I like to talk so much, but I got the shave done. That was really nice. Now he's racing himself out there. Thank you, Nick. You show. Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you. I love being here, and you guys joining me, and me enjoying you guys. It just makes this community so great. Have a great night. I'm gonna order that razor and soaps. Love I've chosen doppelganger black. Hell yeah. Yeah, doppelganger black. You won't be disappointed with that. As good. Any of the doppelgangers, The only doppelganger I have, I'm over here saying I'm gonna go, and I'm still talking, is F-bombs. That's the only doppelganger I have, and holy shit, that stuff is so good, man. I love that stuff. I love it. In fact, I ordered from the Common Sense. I ordered Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous, because it's an homage to Tom Ford's. And so yeah, I've got the EDP, I've got the shave soap and aftershave. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, I'll keep talking all freaking night, man. So I'm gonna let you go. But I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Look forward to your next video. And yeah, sometimes I don't always comment, but I would guarantee I'll definitely be on there liking your video, and I'll try to comment. Sometimes I'm at work and on my computer and I'm watching wet shaves, and I'll jump in real quick, and I don't have time, to watch it all. So I jump out because we're really busy. I just want to see who's doing what. But anyway, thanks so much, brother. I appreciate it. Hey, you take care of yourself. God bless. I'll see you next time.